Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, we introduce you to some of the newly elected county officials from the November election. And the big read is back, and taking center stage this year is the Great Gatsby. Later in the program, Joanne Magley sits down with Volusia County Animal Services Director Sergio Pacheco. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. The new year has brought new faces to Volusia County government. New elected officials, including 3 county council members, assumed office on January 1st. Each will serve a 4-year term. Ed Kelly, former mayor of Ormond Beach, is the new Volusia County chair. In this position, he serves as the official and ceremonial representative of the government, issues proclamations, and presides as chair in county council meetings. He is also responsible for executing ordinances, resolutions, and other government documents.
Collectively together, and I'm asking for your help and support. I'm going to, in the future, propose some different thoughts on how we approach those. If you don't have to accept them, but I just hope that you'll listen to some of the things that we want to propose and to look at so that we can move forward. Volusia County is sitting poised to be not the end of the I-4 corridor, but the beginning of the I-4 corridor.
Heather Post is the new District 4 representative on the Volusia County Council. Her district includes Northeast Volusia County and the eastern edge of Northwest Volusia County. She's a former law enforcement officer and the president and CEO of the Heather Post Company. In 2014, she was highlighted as an American success story on Fox Business Network. Billy Wheeler now represents Volusia County Council District 2, which covers Southeast Volusia County. Wheeler served on the Daytona Beach Shores City Council from 2010 to 2016. She was president of the Volusia County League of Cities in 2014 and the executive director of the Florida League of Cities in 2016. She's also a member of the local transportation and planning organization. There's also a new sheriff in town, Mike Chitwood, who served as Daytona Beach's police chief for the past 10 years. He's now wearing the dark green of the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. Chitwood, known for his tough stance against criminals, is the former chief of police for Shawnee, Oklahoma, and served nearly 18 years with the Philadelphia Police Department.
These are difficult times in American policing right now, and we need the council to stand behind us as we move forward. We have a very ambitious agenda that includes diversity in hiring, technology, the use of technology to fight crime, and lastly, community policing plans to rally all of our community behind us as we move forward.
Attorney Lawrence Bartlett is Volusia County's new property appraiser. He earned his law degree from the University of Florida and has worked as a corporate and real estate attorney in the Daytona Beach area since 1979. Bartlett decided to run for property appraiser after working 8 years as attorney for the county's Value Adjustment Board, which hears appeals from residents regarding their property assessments. Lisa Lewis became supervisor of elections in August when she won the primary election. She had served the citizens of Volusia County for 10 years in the Department of Elections. As supervisor, Lewis administers all elections in Volusia County, conducts voter registration and issues voter information cards, updates voter registration lists, and provides vote-by-mail registration and vote-by-mail voting.
All 4 of the county elected heads of departments, or as myself, a constitutional officer, were up for election at one time. So your property appraiser, your clerk of court, your sheriff, and whom I forget, and the supervisor, were all up for election at once. And the relevance of that, I feel really blessed to have been part of this time in history because it's a new start.
The Great Gatsby is coming to Volusia County in a big way. The Volusia County Public Library System will celebrate the American Classic as part of the National Endowment for the Arts Big Read program in January and in February. The county's 13 library branches will host more than 90 programs based on the novel, which was written by F. Scott Fitzgerald in 1925. During the week of January 7th, each library branch will hand out free copies of the novel. The iconic novel tells the tale of the wildly wealthy Great Gatsby and his tragic obsession with the lovely Daisy Buchanan. It's set in the roaring 20s when stocks were high, skirts were short, and hair was bobbed.
This year we chose The Great Gatsby from one of 37 titles offered by the National Endowment for the Arts, mostly because of its broad audience appeal and its relevant topics of celebrity and excess, and an avenue into the history of the 1920s. We have programs ranging from jazzmatazz story time for the little kids. We're having a 1920s party for the teens, book discussions, cooking classes, dance classes.
Jackson Breyer, one of the nation's foremost authorities on F. Scott Fitzgerald, will kick off the NEA Big Read programs at 2 p.m. Saturday, January 14th in the Stetson Room at Stetson University in DeLand. Breyer, president of the F. Scott Fitzgerald Society, will discuss what makes Gatsby great. Kirk Kernett, a professor at Troy University, will explain how The Great Gatsby captures the idealistic nature of the American psyche and continues to appeal to readers of all ages at 2 p.m. Saturday, February 11th at the Ormond Beach Regional Library. The Big Read will also feature 6 performances of On the Radiola, an original play written by library employee Karen Polson. Local actors will star in the comedy, which pays tribute to the golden age of radio. Local musicians, including Sybil Gage, will take us back in time to the jazz age, and actress Deborah Connor will portray Zelda Fitzgerald during a one-woman show at Stetson University and the Port Orange Regional Library. Connor will tell the story of Zelda's glory as one of the first American flappers and her disintegration into mental illness. Additionally, 10 local artists are displaying their reflections of the Great Gatsby and the 1920s in the rotunda of the Thomas C. Kelly Administration Center in DeLand. The exhibit will continue throughout January. For a complete list of activities, you can visit volusialibrary.org/NEA Big Read. This week in Community Health Matters, Dr. Holly Smith takes a look at the Volusia County Department of Health program, Baby and Me Tobacco Free.
Meet Little Miss Ruth Gregory. She is the first tobacco-free baby born in the state as part of the Department of Health's Baby and Me Tobacco-Free program.
Did a good job today, Lana.
Yeah, good job.
Her parents, Johnny and Holly Gregory, have given up smoking. Now this young family of 4 is setting an example for other young families exposed to tobacco.
We try to just give our kids the best odds. Breastfeeding, making sure that they, prioritizing things like naps and exercise. And so ultimately it just made sense to cut this part of our life out.
Ruth and her big sister Luna are getting a healthier start on life thanks to their parents' hard work. And it was hard work. Since the couple began smoking as young teens, quitting was not easy.
All done?
All done.
Okay.
Even knowing all the health effects and everything, yeah, it takes some, you gotta find the motivation to just keep trying.
That's what the Baby and Me Tobacco-Free program does. It provides that motivation. Expectant or new mothers who quit smoking and stay quit receive monthly vouchers for diapers. Those vouchers are doubled if the father quits too. Now, earning those vouchers has not been a problem for this Port Orange couple. In fact, it's quite an incentive.
Anytime we could save money and, put it towards our daughters was a positive.
The Gregorys say they want to put money aside for the state's prepaid college program for their girls. To do that, They need to save money. The money they are saving on diapers and the money that stays in their pockets rather than paying for cigarettes is adding up. They also are seeing the family benefits.
It's easy to stay quit just because we feel much better about our kids when you hold them and you don't have that smoke just all over you. And it also gives us more time to concentrate on them, because it's amazing how much time it takes to go smoke all throughout the day.
Participation in the Baby and Me tobacco-free program is, well, free. To get those vouchers each month, program participants have to kick that well-ingrained habit. To prove it, participants must pass monthly breath tests to prove they are smoke-free.
If you have little kids, do it. It's worth it.
The Department of Health here in Volusia County launched this program in Daytona Beach at Bethune-Cookman College in April. The program was so popular that they recently launched a program site in Southeast Volusia County. If you would like to take part, or if you'd like more information, give us a call. The telephone number is area code 386-274-0500. That's 274-0500. For the Florida Department of Health here in Volusia County, I'm Dr. Holly Smith.
Are you ready to earn your stripes, or more appropriately, your checkers? We hope so, because the Daytona Beach Half Marathon has unveiled the design for the 2017 Half Marathon shirts and Speedway Challenge jacket. This year's half marathon relay and challenge participants will earn a gender-specific dry wick shirt that includes the half marathon logo, race date, and checkered flag pattern, the most recognized flag in NASCAR. And those who have taken on the Speedway Challenge are getting their first look at the full zip sport jacket they're earning after crossing the checkered flag finish twice. The navy jacket includes the inaugural Speedway Challenge logo, mesh panels, and a reflective trim.
So what we're doing is we're always looking for ways for every year for this race to be even better challenge and be fresh and new. So a couple things we've done. We got a new track figured out. We're now going to go out and go through the neighborhoods on the way down, past Jackie Robinson Ballpark, then over to the International Speedway Bridge, over and back, and then all the way up our ISP. Also, the race itself. Last year, we had a combination of two things that we didn't like. It was actually three. Tide was high. It was raining right up to the time of the race, and it was really cold. This year, just in case any of that happens again, we're making provisions this year so that where the bag drop is also a staging area inside the garages, which will be heated for people that are waiting for the race to start. And also, when you get done, you can come back into the bag drop, change your clothes in a warm area, stay warm, be able to eat the breakfast, relax, and then see the other runners, and also wait for the award ceremony.
If you're interested in participating in the February 5th event but aren't quite ready for the half marathon distance, well, you're in luck. Race day includes a half marathon relay option and a 3.1-mile lap the track 5K. This means that whether running 13.1 or 3.1, every participant gets to experience the thrill of the Daytona International Speedway track.
We want a medal that says, I ran the race, but also we want some bling. We are not dumb. We know that the bling is the thing, okay? So this year, this is our new medal, off the theme of the original medal, but we've changed it significantly so it still captures the essence of what we're trying to show. It's large enough, obviously, and heavy enough so that it actually has the bling that people want, but it also captures things like the track, the idea of racing. You have the running shoes on, but you also have the beach. So it's that whole thing of to the Speedway, beach, and back, okay? And so we capture it in this medal.
Regular registration for all of the day's events runs through January 31st. For more information or to register, you can visit DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
Get ready to start your engines for the Daytona Beach Half Marathon. February 5th, experience the race that takes you to the Speedway, beach, and back. Start at the World Center of Racing's flat asphalt track, through beautiful Daytona Beach, over the Halifax River, onto the hard-packed sands of the world's most famous beach, then back to Daytona International Speedway for a checkered flag finish. Register online at DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
Volusia
Volusia County Animal Services does a lot more than just pick up stray animals on the streets. They do a lot to help control the pet population. So joining me in the studio today is Sergio Pacheco, Director of the county's Animal Control Division. Hi, Sergio.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's start off with a general description of what Volusia County Animal Services does.
Okay, most people know that Volusia County Animal Services picks up stray animals. What they don't know is that we try to get these animals back home. Most of the time, dogs are lost. They get out and they dig out, and we try to bring them back home. We also have other services. We provide, go to schools and educate the public about the rabies vaccination, spay and neuter, and that sort of stuff. And we also provide surgical surgeries to animals, people that own animals in the unincorporated area. We provide spay and neuter services with our pet vet cruiser.
We really want to talk about some exciting news that we have. You are announcing that you just opened a permanent clinic for spay and neuter and some other services. Tell us about that.
Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, yesterday was the opening day. We have a stationary spay and neuter clinic located in Daytona, on Indian Lake and Tiger Bay Road, which will provide spay and neuter surgeries for the citizens.
And why was there a need to actually have a permanent clinic location?
Well, we understood our animal control office had some issues with the office, and also the age of the bus. The bus has been out on the field for 9 years. Driving all over in different locations throughout Volusia County. So it was wear and tear on a bus, and we needed to address that problem. People are not aware that the bus has to travel to different locations. You have traveling time. You also had issues where you have to make sure during the beginning of the day, the bus is fully gassed. You have to bring in your narcotics from the clinic itself or the building, stationary building, into the bus. You couldn't leave that stuff there. You have all sorts of stuff that needs to be brought in, and then the driving time. So you were kind of limited on the amount of surgeries. Right. In a stationary clinic, we'll have that time. You don't have to fuel up. You don't have to travel different locations. It is a stationary clinic.
So tell us about some of the equipment that's there and all of the services that are provided at that stationary clinic.
Okay, the clinic and the building itself is over 1,000 square feet. It's a lot bigger than what we had previously. We have an autoclave, which sterilizes instruments. We have an oxygen concentrator. In the bus, we had to use these oxygen tanks on a consistent basis. We don't have to use that anymore. And you have 2 surgical tables instead of 1. So when the veterinarian is doing surgery, performing surgery on one, the technicians are preparing for the second surgery. So you do more surgeries. We have stainless steel cages, a lot larger than they are on a bus, and they move. They're on wheels, so we can move them around. So we're able to do more surgeries in this location than the bus would.
Who can take advantage of this low-cost neuter program?
Well, the program is available for people that live in the unincorporated area of Volusia County and the city of DeLand and city of South Daytona. You have to qualify. The qualifications are, what they'll do is the person calls in to make an appointment. They'll need to know is how many people are living in that household and the income. And they can provide surgeries for an individual and a particular animal, either $15 or up to $65, which is a lot cheaper than if they would have to go to their own vets.
Right, and again, this is a very important service, because if you can't afford it, then you still might love your pet, but you just can't afford the service, and this just helps, again, control the population, because there's nothing, it's not good for the pets, and it's not good for the environment to have, the uncontrolled dogs and cats, roaming the street.
Well, in 2007, we understood that was a problem for people to take their animals to get them spayed, neutered, even rabies vaccination at their local vets. they'll go to their own vet, their own local vet, and then we'll charge them an office visit on top of what the cost would be for these services. So County Council approved this Pet Vet Cruiser, and it's been very, very successful throughout the years.
So let's talk a little about the Pet Vet Cruiser. Explain what it is to the folks who are watching at home who might not be familiar with it, and then what the plan is for the Pet Vet Cruiser now that we have this permanent clinic.
The Pet Vet Cruiser was a 45-foot bus that traveled through different locations throughout Volusia County to provide low-cost spay and neuter services. So the bus went out to certain locations. People would show up at the bus after they've called up and made an appointment, and they would get their animals spayed and neutered. They will drop them off at the end of the day, about 3 o'clock. They would come back, and they would pick up their animal, take them home. What that did was provided service, low-cost service, and stop the overpopulation of animals being reproduced, because that's been the biggest problem. Taxpayer paying dollars for animals that are being transported to the Humane Society. And we've noticed a drop in a decrease in the amount of animals we picked up throughout the years. So this program that we provided has worked.
And so there will be a schedule, or there is a schedule still online.
Correct. We have the bus. It's going to travel throughout Volusia County 1 day a week. We had to bring back the amount of time the bus needed to be out on the road because it's starting to get up in age and the mileage on it, and we've replaced a few things. It's very, very costly. So it's going to go out to different locations once a week, and people can call up and make an appointment, and they can make an appointment to have their animal done at the stationary clinic.
So, and to do that, they can go on the website or call a number.
Yes, I have 3 phone numbers here that we'll provide the public, and it'll be local from their areas. In Daytona Beach, they can call. They're all 386 numbers. So from Daytona Beach, they can call 323-3575. In DeLand, they can call 626-6643. New Smyrna Beach, it's 424-6875. What will happen is when they call those numbers, it's going to be someone that will pick up, and they'll ask questions. They want to know the income, how many people in the family, and if they'll qualify you, and if you qualify, they'll give you instructions what to do the night before, not to feed the animal, and they'll give you the location. If they're going to get their surgeries done for their animals on a Pet Vet Cruise, they'll tell you the location when the buses will be there, or they'll give you the location of our stationary clinic, and you can have those animals done at that particular place.
Which is just outside of the city of Daytona Beach city limits.
Correct. That's where the location is now.
So before I let you go, I'd like you to talk a little bit about the county's trap, spay, neuter, release program, because this is another program that you lead, and which really has helped, again, control the population.
Oh, we're very excited about these programs. It really has helped out. We have a TNR program, which is Trap, Neuter, and Return, and RTF, Return to Field, and FRC, which is free roaming cats, and I'll explain that quickly.
Okay.
The TNR is people that are feeding colonies. These are loving people. They love cats. They feed these cats. They have colonies. They don't want these cats to wind up at a Humane Society being put to sleep. They spend a lot of time and money.
Excuse me, these are wild cats for the most part.
These are wild cats, correct.
So they're not necessarily cats that are adoptable.
Right, correct. Most of them are not.
Right.
And county councils, with county council's approval, the people that call us, they'll book a specific date, schedule a specific date for them. They'll bring in their cats, get them spayed and neutered. They come and pick up their cats and put them back in a colony. They don't reproduce anymore, okay? And little by little, their colonies start to decrease. So that's the TNR. The Return to Field, we've noticed several years ago that we were spending over $120,000 on picking up stray cats, just stray cats alone, bringing them to the Humane Society and putting them to sleep. So we were spending $120,000 taxpayer dollars to kill these animals. So we noticed we needed to really do something about that. So the Return to Field, our officers pick up stray cats. People call up, they've trapped stray cats. Our officers will pick them up, take them to the clinic, have them spayed and neutered, wait a day or two after surgery, officers, we'll bring them back to the general area. So what happens is we don't spend, Humane Society wouldn't have to take these animals to Humane Society and spend taxpayer dollars. And right now they're increased it this fiscal year. So we save animals and we save taxpayer dollars. These cats will go back, and it's just strictly cats. These cats will go back to the general area, and it's a rotating thing. When we get more complaints, we put out cat traps out there. These people will trap these cats and bring them in. Same thing, spay and neuter, we bring them out. Save a lot of taxpayer dollars, a lot of cat lives. And a free roaming cat program. These are people that have cats that don't necessarily have colonies, and they will pay to get their animals spay or neutered. And it's a lot less expensive to get their animals done at our stationary clinic now. It's about $25. So they would rather pay $25 than go to an animal clinic and pay a lot more. So these are 3 programs that really have helped to decrease the amount of animals, cats being killed, and the amount of taxpayer dollars spent on killing these animals.
So are there any opportunities for folks who might want to get more involved with Volusia County Animal Services?
Yes, we're looking for people that want to foster kittens. This is also, we're working on this, and it's been so far successful. Humane societies will charge us the same amount for an adult cat as opposed to a kitten to impound these animals. However, some of these kittens are too young to get spayed or neutered. So we're wondering, what do we do? Do we take them back, take them to a shelter and have them killed? No. So we're looking for fosters that are willing to foster some of these kittens. And what we'll do is we'll provide, when they're old enough, we'll provide the free spay and neuter for these particular kittens when they're old enough. And all we want is just people that may want to foster them, feed them, care for them. When they're old enough, we'll provide us the free surgery for them.
All right, I'm sure people can find out more information.
They can go on volusia.org, look at animal control, and if you have any questions, feel free to call us. And we're there, and we're really behind these programs. And there's proof, I always say the proof is in the pudding. Look at the numbers, and the numbers show you that the numbers of cats being brought to the Humane Societies have decreased tremendously. And that's the direction we want. Save dollars, taxpayer dollars, and save animal lives, cat lives.
All right, well, that's great. Well, Sergio Pacheco, Director of the county's Animal Control Division, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Joanne.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you too for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osman. Have a wonderful evening.